Hello there. I wanted to pop on and do a little writing because it's been a while since I've come on to my computer and recorded a thing and then did a little editing and then presented it somewhere. Um, and it feels like right timing. So today I'm in my living room. I have my eggnog with a little whiskey in it. It's delicious. I have my journal. I have my pen. I wanted to touch base a little bit on where I've been, where I'm at, where I've been headed. I've been trying to figure out like how, when, where might I make money online and what that could look like and how I can do that from a place of what feels like integrity to me and hopefully bring the fullness of my expression into whatever practice it is that I am engaging in. And I found that I just really want things to be simple and smooth. And I really love flying in the space of unpredictability. And I really love not really knowing what it is that I'm going to do until I do it. I really like improvisation. I really like fluidity leading to form as opposed to being in form and structure and then finding ways to breathe fluidity into it. Like I really love to let form be emergent. And as I've been doing that, I've found that a lot of forms have been emergent, and I've had all these projects that have kind of developed into these lovely little like pods of things. Like I have my Marissa's Moon Magic that feels very clear on what it is. And what's funny is now that it feels clear on what it is, I'm always like, well, now it's time to let that go because I have clarity there. I wanted to find a way to develop a practice that I knew how to show up to over and over again. But the thing is that like the more I was turning my practice of following the moon and tuning into the moon into ways of showing up for community and having it be like a service that I provide as far as like astrology readings and ritual practices, time with the moon, the more I was losing the magic of it for me. It was there, it was present, but then it started to become just more methodical than I wanted. And so here I am recording online, figuring out where I am with showing up online. And I feel very clear that I'm looking to find some sort of like ritualized, practical, habitual process of making sharing that feels good to me. And I'm really sourcing into what feels right and hoping that that's just going to land and not really knowing where I'm really headed. And at the same time, I know the feelings that I want to feel. I know the way I like to move. I know that when I've shown up in this way in the past, it's led to so much magic and wonderful experiences that I also, as much as it can be scary, however many times you've done it before, to step into doing things that way again, it also is nice to know that it's a way of moving and being and breathing and practicing, creating, innovating, entrepreneuring that I like. And I like to kind of be on the leading edge of something, but I also, because of that, I feel that I'm finding that I need things to be really simple and like not so structured and organized and and I feel like such a complex person that part of this consideration of mine of like how am I showing up, where am I showing up, why am I showing up, we're smooth magic, but then that came out of not being able to figure out how to show up for self-care for performers, which is this other project I've been developing and working on and trying to source through and doing a lot of shadow work to hopefully come back to it again and again. But also just kind of being tired and not wanting to try so hard. I don't know if you can hear the race cars, but I'm just kind of tired and I don't want to try so hard. And for self-care for performers, there's something about it that like I just feel like I have to try so hard to figure out how I fit there. And I think that like maybe the truth and the honesty, I look so tired when I'm saying this, is maybe I don't fit there. And maybe I keep trying to fit myself in an area of creativity that I just don't like and I just don't feel good. And maybe it would be better to just let it go. Um, and I come back to that again and again and again, that question. And I know I said I was going to sit down and write, but part of me wants to like do an embodiment exercise, but I'm not really set up with my camera to do an embodiment exercise. So maybe we'll write. I don't want to write though. I want to do an embodiment exercise. So I'm going to I'm going to push pause, and then I'm going to shift the camera, and then I'm going to come back, see what happens. Okay, I'm back. So I guess we'll do a little embodiment something today. Just thank you for being here with me in my practice. Maybe this is just Marissa's practice and Marissa figures out what the hell she's doing. And I don't know why people would want to watch it, but maybe you do. Maybe there are some mirrors. Maybe there's something that mirrors your own process that works for you to see what I'm doing. So let's do a 7-minute walk. I'm going to put on a little timer and I'm not even going to pre-plan it. I'm just going to kind of like stand up, empty myself, make a statement of what it is I'm now going to experience through embodiment, and then see what arises. So that's what we're going to do. Ready? Here we go. I am now my place within the performing arts, like falling over. I just like fell over. I just fell over. I like wanted to tell you that I fell over, and then I looked at myself and I was like, I see me, I see me. And then now I'm like, I don't know where I am. I feel like I don't know what to pay attention to. I don't know to pay attention to the fact that I just fell over and now I'm leaning on my arm and my arm hurts, or to pay attention to the fact that I'm really aware that I can talk to you and that actually does feel pretty open and I don't like the way that my arm hurts. So maybe what if I just stand up and do something different? Ugh. And then now I want to like collapse though. It's like there's this collapse over here. I wanted to stand up and do something different. I feel like talking to you is helping. Oh, I hate that. Something about talking to you is helping. That's no offense. But like, it's like, the thing that's like, I'm falling and I wish that wasn't happening. And it's like, I want to talk to you about how I wish that wasn't happening. I wish that I wasn't falling over. I wish that it didn't hurt to prop myself up. I wish. And I kind of want to walk now, like what it is that I wish. I want to walk my wish. I want to feel my wish. I want to be my wish. And my back just like went into spasm when I said that. But now I feel like I can stand up, but my back is in spasm. Here I am. I'm aware of this shirt I'm wearing. I just got this at Target. Reminds me of a shirt my grandpa used to wear. It's like my grandpa shirt, like cozy. my cozy man shirt. And I'm aware of like, here I am in a cozy man shirt in this body. And I wish things were different. It's like what happened in my brain just now is I was thinking a lot about masculine and feminine energy and the binary we're put into, but also the beautiful gradient and different ways we can experience and express ourselves, regardless of how we identify as like gender wise, but like, or even sexual, like just like not even about sexuality, just about like the energy of like what it means to be in these experiences that don't need to be so separate and off limits for us, for each other. And I just want to breathe into like the grandpa shirt. I just want to be like, okay, that like I'm this very super, I love like super soft feminine type of traditional feminine stuff, and I want to be in a grandpa shirt because my grandpa loved me. And it's nice to feel that kind of masculine love, and it's nice to embody that kind of masculine love in a way that I remember him being really sturdy, really present, really reliable, really like connected to his heart. And I guess this is my wish, but I'm envisioning myself sitting in this chair right now and just with my legs crossed and just kind of being here with you for a moment. Just breathing that, whatever that is. Just wishing things were simple, wanting things to be nourishing and wanting connection. I'm so aware of like of how attachment theory of like being either secure in your early childhood with the people who were tending to your needs, or insecure where you weren't sure if those needs were going to be met, where you knew that they weren't, so you gave up. Being like this really specific reflection with the performing arts and just really wanting to talk about that and really question, why do you show up to the performing arts? Do you want to be seen? Not just like, look at me, but like, is there a part of you that is longing to come forward and up and out and be witnessed? Is there a part of you that wants to get your needs met that hasn't been able to get them? And so you choose a career that's not likely to get them met because that's your pattern and that's what you're used to. So this like this self-fulfilling prophecy. And I just want to put my hands on my eyes and just breathe there and like clean off the window. And I like, whoever's watching this, I'm asking this for you, but I'm asking this for myself too. Why am I still here? And maybe you know the answer really clear and it rises up and it makes so much sense to you. And for me, that's not the case. Why am I still here? I don't know. Because there is a reason That's the end. It's the embodiment. That was 7 minutes. So I'm gonna process that now. Pages in process becomes embodiment in process. So you guys, I don't know. It's like I want to find a way to get clarity on how I show up, when, where, and why. But this feels like the why I show up, when, where, and why is to just be like, I don't know why, and let's figure it out. And then a lot of what comes up is like, I don't know why I'm here, what I'm doing, or where I'm going. And like, then it's like, is that really the point of me showing up, is to say, I don't know why I'm here, where I'm going, and just like speak that into space. And I mean, there's in some ways, like I do know how it feels to be here. I do know what I want to feel like in the direction that I lead myself into. So it's not like this hopeless experience. So I guess if I'm going to bridge for myself a little bit of space between what I just went through, which is a little hopeless and whatnot. I mean, I'm sure there were other elements too, maybe that weren't quite so much that, but what I remember is my grandpa's shirt and wanting to find the connection. I remember really needing and wanting to talk to you for some reason, but being really aware that I was like falling over in relationship to the performing arts and needing to like talk to you about it. And then just wanting that like masculine love on my body, around my body, and my experience of what it's like to be held and hugged by this shirt. By aspects of me, by memory of one of my ancestors, my grandpa, and the energy of like a really solid hearted, grounded love. Maybe that's something that you want to either give or receive in your life too. That does feel like the essence of what it is I really want to be able to give and share somehow, but also definitely to be able to receive. And I think I have been more and more receiving that. And I hope I have been more and more offering that somehow. But it's always strange when it's your work because you can't totally tell unless you're so detached from it that you're totally looking at yourself from the outside, which I think is what Marissa's moon magic came to. It's like, oh, I'm clear on what it is. And I'm just looking at myself from the outside with it. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm done. It's fun. I like it. I like the process of getting there, but like, I really want to live inside of my life. I really want to feel like I'm a part of something that's happening and that happens to be shared somehow, that there is some sort of evolutionary emergent quality of what it is that I'm doing. And Marissa's moon magic was an access point I needed in order to practice that, the doing of that, and to get more clarity on like, it allowed me to feel safe enough in having a set structure to be like, okay, now how do I edit video? How do I use different software systems to do this, that, and the other? And I got a lot of clarity there. I feel like I couldn't have gotten with my other projects, self-care for performers, or Pages in Process was helping me do that too, sort of like self-care for performers, Marissa Moon Magic, and then this like blending space of Pages in Process between. And I'd like to get to a point where like I can just like share my stuff, but I also feel really clear in how good it feels to have some sort of marketing and branding for like a layer of protection, some sort of clarity where like there's a little distance between like me and like what it is that is presented online for like calling cards. It's not that like it's different than who I am. It's just a little bit more like distant from who I am. Um, so that if there are people who have very strong opinions one way or another, I don't feel so like bombarded or whatnot. Um, that's something that I've struggled with a lot online, is just really feeling like feeling the person on the other end of a comment, or a DM. And sometimes it's great and sometimes it's not so great. And sometimes I don't know if it's great or not, and I can't tell. And but so like it's still taking a lot of energy because I can't, like, I'm having a hard time reading between the lines, or I'm not sure where the person is coming from, or there's a lot of gray space. And like, humans, we're not designed to be in connection with like thousands of people online. The online experience is on the newer side. I feel like I'm really trying to experiment with its effect on my psyche, with how I show up and what kind of boundaries I'm experiencing and how I'm communicating, and I'm being very considerate, while trying to still be like honest and transparent. So it's not, hopefully not, manipulative, in the sense that like I'm not putting something forward that's not truly who I am. But there are different ways to communicate who I am, what I think, how I feel. And the more people you talk to, if you talk to over 150 people, I think it is, that you become an archetype. And so there's like your niche, right? Find your niche for marketing and branding. There's this natural niche that happens when you become over 100, when you start communicating with over 150 people. And so I think I've been desiring to consciously cultivate that niche, to consciously cultivate how I'm speaking, and maybe hopefully who I'm speaking to, by really identifying how I feel most comfortable, when I'm sharing, based on who I notice is engaging with my work. Um, and this is sort of how I've been funneling myself into different situations, because depending on how you show up, you're going to attract a different kind of audience. And they say, talk to your audience and they'll show up, but also like you might not. I'm finding, for me, this is for me, I don't know for you, but I'm finding that I don't always, sometimes I think I'm talking to someone and I'm getting very different responses. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not talking to that person or those people. And so I've been like fine tuning and figuring out like how I speak, what I speak, where I speak, what kind of colors and fonts and types of images make sense to attract a conversation or community of folks that either are already part of my community or newer, through marketing and branding, that are attracted to it, and finding where I feel safe and honest, and they feel, attracted and connected in a way that feels safe to me, in a way that feels connected to me, in a way that feels, supportive, hopefully, and, mutually beneficial. And that's sort of what my desire is. And I don't, I don't know. Um, I don't know. Beyond that, I know that I need and want to find a way to generate patronage support, or some sort of business and community or classes or something that feels in line with this kind of perspective. Yet this kind of perspective is also very, attuned to not really having too much form or structure, too much clarity around what exactly it is to begin with. So therein lies the rub, right? Figuring out how do you market and brand something so ephemeral. Hi, I'm Marissa-Moses, and I am ephemeral. Playing around in the ephemeral transient space between you and me, and me and me, you and you. I guess that's what we do. I like to play. I like to play in like the in-between space. Um, I think that's it for today. thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of this experience. And if you need to process anything from whatever it is I just went through, feel free to take some time with yourself and just like journal either stream of consciousness, or you can say what it is you remember, what it brought up for you, any memories, and then how you would like to feel moving forward, or ways that you could be self-supportive in the coming moments or days or weeks or years, even with how you're wanting to step forward into tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.